Peace 4 partnership, we are absolutely delighted at the projects that have been delivered so far. There's been £1.5 million worth of funding, which we believe that has made a significant impact here in the city and across the district. There has been 2,000 young people have engaged so far, aged 0 to 24, and that's across 6 kind of project areas, which have broken down into 28 individual projects. These have been delivered by a range of partners, including Derry City and Strabane District Council, whose projects have really focused on Youth 19.
So I'm one of the big programmes. It was around borders, exploring borders, and this programme's seen 300 young people work together, and they used the arts. So they used the likes of circus skills, graffiti, parkour and dance, so they could express themselves. So they did a bit of exploring different borders, different communities, different backgrounds, and then they used what they learnt to then present to the people of Derry and Strabane of what they've learnt. So there was a big festival at the end, the Rewire Festival.
On our project, we were doing a lot of team building exercises and talking about how important it is to mix our communities. And I really liked when we went to Stormont. I think that was the best bit for me because we kind of learned about the whole political process and stuff. And then afterwards, we went on a drive about Belfast, and we were spoken to by a Republican, and then we were spoken to by a loyalist, and we got to see both sides of the story, and it was really interesting to hear.
I'd been to the Siege Museum once before with school, but I'd never been to the Free Derry Museum or the Orange Hall. I learned a lot about actually the history of Derry, things that I never knew, and living in the town for 17 years, it was things that I never thought would have happened here, whenever the siege was actually going on, the way people were eating dogs and stuff, and just the way the town was running back then.
Under the children and young people's theme, we focus around 3 main centres, which is health and well-being, citizenship and leadership, and participation in democracy. So there's a number of projects that we would be managing. One of the main projects, the Respect Colour Run project, we went round 6 schools and recruited over 200 young people from a number of different communities, and it was all inclusive. So all ability, we didn't specifically look for sports people, we just wanted young people that wanted to try something new and participate.
Under the Building Positive Relations theme, we've had nearly £3 million of funding. That's been spread across almost 30 projects, and they've reached over 1,500 people. Our Peace 4 board are delighted with the impact of that work on the ground, whether it's in Strabane, in different parts of Derry, Londonderry, all our rural areas, the Sperrin and Dunfochan, Castlederg.
My name's Dominic, and I'm working for Youth Action Northern Ireland, and we are funded by Peace 4. And the project that we're funded for is the Peer Leadership Programme, which we're delivering with 16 to 25-year-olds. And tonight they're here and down with the Islamic Association, where they're learning about their culture.
So one of the important things this type of event does is it basically bring people together. They see each other, they know from face to face, and that breaks any unknown fear or scare. So it's very important, I think, and this is the way to go.
The difference of the programme made me is have a better understanding of different cultures. It's just to respect others.
We have been delivering a project funded through Peace 4 called Valued Voices. And the core message, I guess, in Valued Voices, everybody deserves to be heard, everybody deserves to be listened to. It's of particular interest to us if people, for example, from the Protestant Unionist and Loyalist community can be heard by people from the Catholic, Nationalist and Republican community. So we've set up situations like, we call them testimony events, where people come along and share their story in a very, in a sense, a very intimate, a very open, something very emotional way. And that sharing the story becomes an education for people who are not from that community.
It's our first workshop now of 5 workshops looking at tradition and culture and how they're expressed through music, dance and drama as our main kind of running theme here. So tonight the guys are on there learning about the tin whistle and the bagpipes. So that's in relation to traditional Irish and traditional Ulster Scots.
Like I've heard of it, I've never even seen a tin whistle before until the day. So it was exciting to see how it was played and what it sounded like. I probably would try it out. It was very similar to the flute and it shouldn't be too hard to learn.
Since Piece 3, which was now several years ago, since 2000, there was an element of the funding that we contributed towards what we call shared spaces. And that was so successful in Piece 3 that when we went to public consultation to see what was going to be in Piece 4, that was one of the items that they said the public wanted to see again because they saw the success. And one of the ultimate successes is obviously the Peace Bridge here in Derry, Londonderry, which has really regenerated the city.
My name is Jared Dean, I work for Holywell Trust. We're an organisation that's based in Derry, but we're delighted to be working with groups in the Strabane, Donegal area on the Strabane Shared Space project. So how does it work? It's dead simple. You hear the human story first, you then have the opportunity to interact with the person, and then you can ask questions.
Well, it's just a fantastic opportunity to partnership and network with our neighbours, so to speak, the cross-border, cross-community organisations, and we really haven't had an opportunity for a long time to be involved in a partnership.
Strabane Shared Space project is working with 18 different organisations from throughout the Donegal and Strabane area, the wider Strabane area, and we're doing a project that has 4 main elements. We're working on a partnership programme, we're doing a cemetery project, we're working on a music project, and we're also doing a women's peace building programme. And alongside that, we're working with the groups to build their relationships alongside the 4 core programme elements as well.
We want to get the real community of the Protestants and Irish people involved with Strabane people and get that shared space with everybody together.
Today is a very special day for us because we've actually completed phase 1 of the walled garden, which sees a significant investment in the regeneration of this otherwise underutilised space to being a community asset.
So I'm working on the walled garden project here in St Collins Park House, right in the heart of Derry city, and it's a shared space project, which means we're trying to bring different people together. And I suppose what we've noticed since the word of the walled garden has got out, that there's a range of different people and different groups are just mad to get involved in the space. So we're planning the space to be as accessible as possible and to be as inviting for as many groups as possible.
The Waterside Village project operates between Irish Street and Top of the Hill in the Waterside, based on the interface, and it's all about bringing the 2 communities together, reducing tension and increasing the movement of people between the 2 estates. And this is done through a series of different programmes, events and larger festivals scattered throughout the year.
Part of the Waterside Shared Village programme, we've had a 4-week summer scheme which is just coming to close now in the last few days, and the next few days. It's been a 4-week project that has brought about 260 children from both Irish Street and the Top of the Hill areas together, very much, to increase the footfall and the movement of children between the areas, so it breaks down the perceptions of the other side, so to speak.
The top of the hill is a nationalist Catholic Republican area within the waterside. It is an area of high deprivation.
All peace monies have made a significant impact in Northern Ireland since Peace 1, because I've been involved with peace since then, and I've seen the impacts that have made, not just for children and young people, but for society in general.
And as we come to the end of the Peace 4 programme and move into Peace Plus, I hope that work will be continued to be supported, especially here in Derry and London.